I want you to do me a favor and imagine in your head the saddest person that you've ever seen. They're 30-something, living in their parents' basement. Okay, wait, stop imagining me. I'm still in my 20s and I live on my own, okay? But they're the type that live with their family and don't quite get along with them because their family knows they're bums that will not get a job or cannot hold a job. And they basically spend all their time whining about how lonely and single they are on the internet. Well, there's a place for these people, and it's on Reddit, apparently. We're gonna be reviewing one of the craziest cesspools on the internet, kitchencels, which, as you can probably ascertain from the title, is full of people who have just tried their best to find companionship. Nobody on the earth wants to touch them with a 10-foot stick, and they complain about it on this forum while also showing off the worst meals that you have ever seen. Like, bar none, this is gonna be seriously some kitchen nightmares level food. As you might have seen in my last video, I said if I'm recognizable next year, I want you all to unsubscribe. That's how serious I am about this health grind that I'm trying to be on. So I have been eating pretty good for the past week or so. That's nothing to pat myself on the back for, don't worry, I'm not giving myself props yet. But needless to say, I am a little hungry. So I'll also be reviewing these meals and letting you know what I think they rate out of 10 visually and if I would eat them, like these guys that are posting it. But let's start things off with me showing you the highest performing post of all time on this subreddit, just to show you the true despair, I guess is the only word I have for these people on this forum. Bro says, decided to get into meal prepping and just made 7 days worth of the most absolute dog shit pasta I've ever tasted. Now I have to come home from my horrible minimum wage job every day and sit down and force feed myself this slop like a good little slave. I'm 24 years old and I've never kissed a girl. So the meta for this subreddit is basically like, you know, talk about your circumstances, talk about your age, the things that are holding you back from getting a woman or a partner, and basically trauma dump to us, the audience, about how sad and lonely you are. And then at the end, you let us know what the dish is. Now I've been here, I've tried to meal prep, and it doesn't always work out. And when it's a miss, it can be pretty depressing. But this slop is, it looks pretty disgusting. I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 10. As for this next post though, I'm gonna show you an example of, you know, not all these guys who are on this forum are absolutely terrible at cooking. Some of them are actually pretty good. So let's see. My ex told me she really liked carbonara, so I learned how to make it. 2 months later, she told me she realized she was a lesbian. It's been 4 years and I still think about it. Was it too much salt? Like, no, bro, I'm sorry, but the problems, whatever problems you had in your relationship, did not come from you using too much salt in your carbonara. I will say, however, this looks absolutely scrumptious. Like, maybe a little bit dry looking, could use a tiny bit more sauce, but I'm gonna give this a solid 8.5 out of 10. That's an impressive start. And some of these titles, honestly, I do believe that like 90% of this subreddit is satire. But if it is satire, it is so well done that it blows my mind. Like this one this is some crazy poetry of loneliness if I've ever heard it. Edgar Allan Poe could never write something this like macabre and sad. This user says, another man's child has the eyes of a woman I loved. Here is pasta with canned diced tomatoes and nothing else. And yeah, well, that is straight up some cold looking pasta with just slimy, disgusting tomatoes. I'm low-key like Link from Good Mythical Morning. I do not fuck with tomatoes in any capacity, so this already is terrible, but like, bro, for you to say another man's child has the eyes of the woman I love, that is the most devastating sentence I have ever fucking heard, dude. That's crazy. This next post, we actually have a little bit of a self-report of the guy's actual looks. A lot of people just post their meals here. It's kind of like depression meals on crack over at this subreddit. Like, you know, they're talking about their life and how terrible they have it. But this guy shows us an example of actually how bad he looks, at least in his eyes. I'm not gonna call anybody ugly here, but he says, started balding at 16, meatballs for dinner tonight. And we see the saddest little patch of male pattern baldness. It happens to the best of us. Honestly, if anything, it just means you have a lot of testosterone. You're manly, bro. But as for the food here, it is just meatballs. They look all right. I'm not really a meatball guy. I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10. Oh, I don't think I rated the last pasta either. I gave the pasta with tomatoes definitely a 2 out of 10. No. Words cannot express my anguish at my own failures. This one looks like it wasn't even his fault, because like, what are you supposed to do with a fucking oven pizza? You take it out of the box, take it out of the plastic, set the oven up, you know, to whatever temperature they need, put the pizza in, boom. Apparently he needed to put this on some sort of pizza stone though, because Oh dear God. I know that he was smelling it and he was like so excited for this pizza to go. You got your timer set. Like, I'm never worried thinking that my pizza's just gonna fall through the oven, but this dude has a crazy cleanup and he doesn't even get to eat it. He's just gonna be pissed off cleaning it up. Which, side story, this literally happened to me yesterday. I was trying to make a meal. I wasn't too hype about it, but I made it. And part of it I had to heat up in the microwave. I'm trying to like crack pepper on it in the microwave. My hand slips. The fucking pepper shaker falls to the ground, explodes peppercorns, literally hundreds. So I'm sitting here while my food's getting cold and just picking up peppercorns one by one. If I wasn't #married, unlike these losers, just kidding, please don't come for me, any of you psychos. But if I was actually cripplingly lonely, that would have been a perfect post for this subreddit. I'm low-key mad I'm missing out on the Reddit karma. But this next one, look, I'm just gonna have to censor this because there's a chance that this is what he is implying it is and not actually queso. You're gonna understand what I say here in a second. I decided to put queso on my smoked sausage and now it looks like this. Fuck my chungus life. So that's the bowl of what I'm assuming was queso at some point. I think it's just cheese that he microwaved here. But when he has applied it to the glizzy, without the blurring, I really wish I could show you, but in case it is actually something from his body, I don't want to be showing that on my video, obviously, but it looks so unfortunate, okay? It's just glazed with this very kind of almost translucent white substance. It's the best way I can describe that. This next dude's pissed off though, because apparently the subreddit's been flooded with people who are just not with the memo. They're not actually truly, you know, suffering from this crippling loneliness like the rest of these fools. I hate fake sales on here. My ex reminded me of her. At least you had something. For stupid failure chuds like us, there was never even a beginning. Somebody loved you. You let it go. Slop in a plastic container covered in hot sauce I accidentally stole from the dollar store. All that I deserve. Also, how do you accidentally steal from the dollar store? Like, I think this guy has no job, is like frequently stealing food, and has no bitches. Like, that's a terrible existence. Once again, though, I am gonna have to hit us with another insanely poetic title. Honestly, the titles alone are what make this subreddit, as you could tell. I am a disgusting amalgamation of the worst parts of both my mother and father. Literally, if you just took everything that makes them terrible people, that's me. But hey, it's a pretty solid Pokeball. Dude, I haven't been rating. I have not been rating. I had one job. Okay, speed round. I don't remember the meatballs if I rated them. I'm gonna give them a 5 out of 10, impartial. Failure of a pizza in the oven, I have to give a -10 because it's not even edible. I'm not gonna be eating, you know, molten cheese that's scorched cheese off the bottom of my oven. No, thank you. Jizzy Glizzy, I'm giving a 1 out of 10. What even if I'm starving and need protein? And the stolen dollar food lunch, I'm giving that a 3 out of 10. These has been some misses. Nothing's been hitting since that carbonara. But this Pokeball, that looks pretty solid. Very fresh looking tuna too. So we'll give that a 9 out of 10 actually. I take it back. We might have finally tied and gotten close to the carbonara. But this next one might actually win you over. This might be the best looking one I've ever seen. My mother hates me, so I never leave my room while she's awake. Bagel soup. What are we doing? Like, seriously, this guy's got a single half of a everything seasoned bagel with terrible seasoning coverage. Like, this has to be some dollar store shit. Floating in a bowl of, like, muddy water. I'm actually gonna be sick looking at this. This, 1 out of 10, again. 5'2" manlet. Class partner left her notebook with me and I sniffed it and imagined a life with her. Bread I made. Holy shit, that is so psycho if that's actually real. If not, it's also weird that you thought of this title. You know what I mean? But we're giving this bread a fair 7 or 8 out of 10. That looks like some solid bread. You know, I'd make a good sandwich out of that. No, it's burnt. Wait, what am I talking about? This is burnt to all hell. 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 for the bread. And you may think, Grim, you're kind of picking on these guys. It's kind of fucked up, isn't it? Well, little did you know, there's also women in this subreddit, as seen here. Real 3D males are so mean to me. Leftover dried up Raising Cane's with my husband pillow. Oh, I hate that I'm jealous of this because I don't have Raising Cane's where I am, and the couple times I've had it, I literally could feel myself ascending to the heavens as I tasted it. A lot of people would disagree with that, but I really love that sauce. So I'm rating this meal, even if it's leftover and dried up, like a 7 or 8 out of 10. Call me crazy. Body pillow, 1 out of 10. Out of ice cream, so I made slop. Tastes like shit every time I eat it. It makes me feel violently ill. Oh my God. I don't even know what is inside this right now, but it looks like they took a bowl of milk and basically, I don't know, like chopped up Oreos and Maybe those are vanilla Oreos? I don't know. The more I look at it, the more I'm getting creeped out. -50 out of 10. Would rather eat the Jizzy Glizzy. Call me crazy. This next one is the shortest title in the entire, post that I'm featuring here. But in my opinion, it's the most poignant. I'll let you be the judge. I'm universally despised. Like every person this guy meets, even if it's like just a small passing moment, everybody he meets, they despise him because he's such a piece of shit. And you know what? I agree, OP. Fuck you. Oh my gosh, we got another faker because this guy actually had a woman. Last time I cried was 3 years ago in her car after we broke up. She smiled and told me it was okay, then she started dating one of my friends. I don't deserve fiber. Oh, bro got left behind by his girl. She took his best friend and he said, you know what? I'm giving up an entire dietary category, okay? Fiber? No. I gotta get some ladies back in my life before I even allow myself to shit again, all right? I'm not gonna hold you. This next one is somehow more depressing than all the others because it shows the true depth of loneliness that these guys have and that they're experiencing day in and day out. I sometimes like to cut my frozen pizza into lots of little slices so that I can pretend to have lots of friends to share the pizza with. When in reality, I will eat the whole thing by myself like I do every time. Now, I mean, this isn't a very big pizza, so you can get away with, eating that. That's probably personal size. I'm sure I've got some European viewers like, oh my God, in America, that's a personal-sized pizza? That's crazy. But yeah, we're fat asses over here. I don't think that's that crazy to eat that by yourself, but to cut it into 20 little slices for your fake friends, that's just depressing, bro. I'm gonna try to compose myself for this one because it's already pissing me off, the visual. So I'm actually gonna take my hand and cover up my screen while I read the title. I'm 27 and don't have a job, can't drive, never went to college. At this rate, I'll never get my life together. Fried rice. And you can't even call this fried rice. You barely steamed it. I want to say this guy microwaved a already cooked thing of rice from Costco and shittily cut up a bunch of ham and didn't even heat it up. The reason I'm angry is fried rice is one of my favorite dishes of all time, which is just making me remember that I didn't rate these past dishes. Fuck! But because I love fried rice so much, I have to rate this one a -1000 out of 10. This is so far the worst. I would rather have the Jizzy Glizzy. I would rather have the bowl of milk ice cream. Like anything else I've been shown today, I would rather have than this fried rice. Now, there are a lot of obvious troll posts and satire posts, this being one of them, but like for somebody to think of this just shows the geniusness of this subreddit. Now, I'm not endorsing anything in this subreddit by making this video, all right? I'm trying to share this weird shit that I found on Reddit that I don't want to be a part of, but this is a pretty funny post. Accidentally packed 6 onions for lunch this morning. Fuck my life. She wouldn't even recognize my name in the papers. To which that I have to ask, are you going for like some sort of like Golden Girls level boomer baddie, bro? Like who's reading the papers? Why would she see your name in the papers? Oh, an obituary. Yeah, that's actually really fucked up. So he's saying if I was in the obituary, she wouldn't even recognize me, which also I don't think she'd be reading it in the first place. I'm sorry, bro. I've got no advice for you. Hopefully this is fake. So I'm giving these onions 0 out of 10. Oh, okay. The big back side of me is speaking. I just woke up. I just sat up in my chair a little bit, adjusting my shoulders. These shrimp look pretty good. But he says, my own mother said that no woman would ever love me. Garlic butter shrimp. That's very sad that your mom's telling that to you. I feel bad if this is a real story, but I'm gonna give these shrimp definitely an 8.5 out of 10. Would gobble those up in a minute. This one I just feel bad about because, I tend to, especially after partaking in some stuff, try to experiment in the kitchen. And sometimes you watch some Food Network shit and you're just like, dude, how do they think to put these ingredients together? And you're sat there looking at your pantry full of bullshit, just ingredients. And you're like, okay, what can I hobble together? And when you try stuff, sometimes it works, but most times it falls flat on its face. This is one of those moments. This user just says, I thought that this would work. I love that there's no sad, story accompanying this, no self-deprecation. He's just like, I really wanted this Hershey pasta to work, and it didn't. I'm giving chocolate pasta, I'm giving it a 4 out of 10. You know what? My fat ass is looking at this like I could make that work. I could possibly make that work. Call me crazy. I eat this 3 times a week out of spite. This person's just like past the point of being sad about himself and now being his own worst enemy. He's punishing himself based off of just what he wants to eat. which is, I guess, this disgusting looking white fish. Is that like cod or something? And just the most plain jasmine rice you've ever seen. I'm giving this a 2 out of 10. That's terrible, but not the worst we've seen today. This one's just straight up sad. Maybe it's okay to be alone forever. He's got the classic depression desk setup. I've been there. In fact, you can't see my desk right now, but we might be close to that territory, all right? I always do my chores on Sunday, so it's a little bit packed here with water bottles and bullshit, but he's got the same setup, watching a woman that I'm sure he finds very attractive doing a mukbang. And that is the saddest level of just loneliness that I've seen displayed here today. Call me crazy. I'm gonna put this weird smorgasbord of Eggo's hamburger, bean burrito, and fries. I'll give that a 4 out of 10. I would definitely eat if I was starving. This one's short and to the point too. Wish my father was gay. Anyways, I made a steak. I wish I could go back and just change the nature of my dad's personality and soul so that I didn't exist. Anyways, here's this awesome steak I made. Also, call me crazy. That looks pretty solid. Some of you be like, the heart's still beating. It's so red. I love rare steak. Hell, give me blue rare as long as it's from a good supplier. I'd eat the hell out of this plate. Looks like it covers a lot of macros too. So we're gonna give that a 8.7 out of 10. My rating scale is really weird, but yeah, I would gobble that up. Now, the lens that these people look at life through is just such a depressing lens. Everything has to be so sad. This person opened up this nice little snack, this chocolate mousse, and says, "Stupid chocolate mousse is happier than I'll ever be." Just because he saw a smiley face from what was left on the lid, and he's like, you know what? I'm never gonna be as happy as this stupid plastic packaging. All these women don't want me. I truly could not imagine living my life like this mentally. It's insane. Women are repulsed by my weirdly long nails and my obsession with China. We got a Chinese herbal drink with swallow nest extract, can't even speak, and roasted eel, tinned of course, because how else are you gonna have it? Oh man, that is a depressing meal. Definitely got a long thumbnail there. He's got to trim that up. He's got an obsession with it apparently. Or no, he's got an obsession with China and weirdly long nails. I'm guessing that's just because he does not take care of himself and doesn't do basic hygiene things or something. I've never tasted either of these. I would try the drink. I don't even think I could get myself to try roasted eel out of a tin can. I'm gonna give this a 1 out of 10. I'm sorry. I'm also equally repulsed by your long nails, I will say. So I get it. And here we're gonna get to some very, very sad posts if true. I'm hoping these are satire. I'm gonna be displaying them as if they're satire. Please, nobody be so sad about your life that you actually treat yourself like this, because that's just terrible. Forgot to buy more granola because I'm a useless shithead, so I'm having just milk. I love that he still put it in a bowl. I mean, he made kind of a mess here, but at least you took the time to get a bowl for your bowl of granola that you were gonna have. Sans granola, of course. You could have just drank the milk straight out of the jug like a college frat boy, but no, you were respectable, put it in a bowl. Golf claps for you. But then this person just like comes out of nowhere. This was the next post I saw, and this is taking it way too far. I disappointed the only person who believed in me. I'm still fat and ugly. Today a guy told me I looked like a man. Boiling pot of water for dinner. I deserve to be tortured. I hope it burns my throat a lot. I shouldn't be laughing. Like, actually, if this is a real person thinking these thoughts, or even to have thought this thought to like turn it into a title, is crazy. The absolute saddest meal we've seen so far. I rate the milk before. I don't think I got that because I'm a dumbass with a squirrel brain. I'm gonna give that a 1 out of 10. This one's getting a negative 2,000 out of 10. By far the lowest rated meal is this boiling water. Do not try. I'm joining the military. It's the only job it's illegal for me to quit. Maybe I can find some girl there who will actually want to even look at me. Pizza maxing before I go. So long, fake cells. And we've got a pizza here that looks like it was a display for a vegan pizza place that's been sat out for about 3 months. Like, what the hell is going on with these pepperonis? They're porous. Regardless, I hope this person finds success in the military. I love that they're like, I'm such a loser. I'm gonna quit every job I do unless it's literally illegal for me to quit. Military it is. I rate this pizza definitely a 1 out of 10. But low-key, there's been enough sadness in this video. As we wrap it up, I'm gonna show a couple optimistic posts like this one. I lost 4 pounds over the past month. Good shit. I'm trying to be my best self, even though I don't know how to talk to females. Chicken bowl a la Chipotle, but better and cheaper. And honestly, this does look damn good. Plus at Chipotle, that'd be like 15 bucks with the guac. So I'm happy for this person. I hope they continue their weight loss journey, and I hope they stop subscribing to this subreddit, because holy shit, you're just gonna like continue to break your brain the more you interact with this stuff. And lastly, made this heart pizza for all of you kitchen cells. There is hope on the other side. No matter how deep you hit rock bottom, you deserve love and support. Stay hope-pilled, kings. And what better ending to the video is there than that? Stay hope-pilled. Obviously, this is a terrible subreddit. I do not recommend checking it out on your own, but I hope you laughed along with me at some of these posts. Absolutely insane to see just the depths of depression and, like, I guess, loneliness that these people are facing, and they still just can't invest any skill points into cooking, apparently. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you drop a like. Let me know what other subreddits you want me to check out, or if you even enjoyed this format. It's kind of weird, like casual video, but I enjoy it. As always, I'll catch you guys in the next video, and until next time, peace out. I didn't like that. Peace out. What the fuck was that salute?